Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Memes of the Week. The best thing you can do for this channel is beat that like button like it owes you money to help this video reach a wider audience. And now on with the memes. Number 1, are you ready to help this woman and her kids as a real man? Because it takes a real man to help them. But maybe she should get Nike to help her and her kids because they're walking billboards for the brand. Why doesn't she ask her 4 baby daddies to pay child support maybe? Plus, the kid on the left bottom looks like he's a special needs child. But as a tax-paying man, it already looks like I'm taking care of her kids. Up next is this the ideal woman. Conservative, virgin, submissive, knows how to cook, doesn't use social media, and wants children. I think they left out mute. But seriously, the unicorn woman is a myth unless she's an artificial intelligence in an android body. Even if you find a woman like this, she'll probably only be like this for a week. Next week, who knows? I've seen women like this before, and they were usually Amish. Number 3, this story says the female army recruiters are the key to solving the recruitment crisis. Let ladies get to know the meat grinder. If they want equality, they can finally have it. Equal rights mean equal fights. Not to worry, though, the women will be recruited, and they'll be controlling robots through remote control, so they'll never have to suffer as soldiers. When that technology shows up, expect women to dominate soldiering just like they dominate teaching, nursing, and medicine. We need to be careful what we wish for. Moving on, we have yet another woman saying that ladies need to cheat on their boyfriends, which would be good for society. But for guys to cheat on their girlfriends, somehow that's bad. Let me take a wild guess. She cheated on her boyfriend and then he left her. Her name is Violet and it looks like she lives up to the word. Darth Maul thanks her for her tweet because he was just about to get rid of his misogyny and now it's been cemented. This is probably why so many men are going to the Philippines. Number 5 is a woman saying that men opening doors for women is a symbol of aggressive patriarchy. That men are saying you may enter or leave this place, but only on my say-so. Looks like even preferential treatment is oppression these days. But if you don't open a door for women, then they'll say that you hate them. They set the rules so they win regardless of if you take action or inaction. They crave the drama of watching you squirm. The next time a dinner date bill comes, tell her that paying for her is oppressive, because you're saying you may eat only when I say so. As Dave Chappelle said, chivalry is dead and women killed it. Up next, check out the latest ad for Booking.com. But where is this woman hiking to? The fridge maybe. But if she does hit the trail, I hope for her sake it's flat. Maybe she's fattened up so much because it's bear season. Remember guys, if you're caught in the woods and you see a bear, you don't have to outrun it. You just have to outrun the slowest fat female hiker. I'm guessing these two men on Hinge. Number 7, women wish the men would open up and share emotions with them. But when we do show her instead of telling her, she'll get disgusted. There lies the difference. They want to know how you feel so they can use your feelings against you in the future. But they don't want you to show how you feel because it's your job to be her emotional tampon and not vice versa. Always play your emotional cards close to the chest with all women. Moving on, Hanif Johnson was jailed 3 times, and now he's become the youngest judge in Pennsylvania. This reminds me of the Scarecrow being the judge in The Dark Knight Rises. We're living in clown world and all that's missing is the Joker. Looks like perhaps the DEI hiring is getting way out of hand. Melanin levels check out. He's qualified. Next he's going to want to get paid more than the other judges and he's going to get it. At least he's got experience with crime. Number 9 in 1953 is a man you dressed up as a woman to try and get discharged from the army. But today you do it so you can get a promotion. This is apparently from MASH and there's no way this guy would get away with this today. If he was in the army now, they'd probably end up putting him on the front lines to be more inclusive. Up next, this wise guy says the guys should upload their pictures on Tinder, upside down. So the girls have to also put their phones upside down, and when they swipe left to say no, they're actually swiping right. And boom, it's a match. Someone needs to tell Ethan here that dating doesn't work anymore. What he didn't consider is that they will immediately swipe to the left when they see an upside down picture, because it's just too much damn effort to rotate the phone. Number 11, as I said earlier, never show your emotions to women. Chuck Norris took my advice and admitted to using stunt doubles in his movies, but only for the crying parts. Remember that when Chuck Norris cuts an onion, the onion cries. Chuck Norris also once had a heated argument, and the result was global warming. This man is built different and he's the only one that can tie his shoes with his feet. Moving on, the drought in California is man-made because they're intentionally diverting water into the ocean to save the habitat of some fish. This then forces other states like Nevada to send more water to them, and this reduces the size of Lake Mead. Let's also not forget that growing population rapidly in Vegas, with mostly economic migrants from California, is also draining the water in the Southwest. California wants to tax you more to save the climate from a catastrophe that they created. Number 13, this millennial couple rode their bikes through ISIS territory to prove that humans were kind and then they were ended. It was probably her bright idea, and I think we all know which way they voted. This is a story about the woke and reality meeting in the Middle East. Spoiler, woke lost. Well, there's a mistake that they'll never repeat again. I shouldn't laugh at this, but I did. I'm terrible. Up next is a woman telling her sister that she's not a nice light snack anymore, when she's had 5 kids by 5 baby daddies, and that she's actually an Arby's 5 for 5. She's had the meat, so to speak. Actually, she had the meats at Five Guys Burgers and Flies, and her Arby's is down there, if you know what I mean. Number 15, Jeff Goldblum says that he refuses to leave money to his 8 and 6-year-old kids, and says that they need to row their own boats. This is what happens when you're an out-of-touch boomer. These aren't the 1970s or 80s. His kids will be homeless thanks to AI. What's most likely to happen is their mother will inherit his money when he's gone, and she'll pretty much give it to them. Follow inheritance money long enough, and a woman always gets her hands on it somewhere. Moving on, it's this woman's brother's birthday. So why is she standing in his way? Because whenever women take a picture of something or someone else, they put themselves in it, blocking the view. By the looks of her pants, she needs a needle and thread, which don't cost more than $5 at most. She also kind of reminds me of that mocking SpongeBob meme. Here's the difference between when a man takes a picture of an object versus the way a woman does. It's all about the narcissisms. Number 17, here's a single mother that's not happy because she saw her baby daddy living his best life. I just love happy endings like this one where the guy probably didn't get married and pays minimal child support and works for cash to keep his real income under wraps. There's nothing worse than a man being happy in life without a woman. Doesn't he know that it's a woman's job to take his happiness away? Well, at least her kid is Caucasian. Up next, a California superintendent was fired for threatening students who didn't clap hard enough for her daughter. I didn't know that hard clapping was compulsory. Women in power often look for the smallest grievances to use said power. California is like a whole other country. Number 19 is a 40-year-old virgin that's probably going to pop his cherry with a 47-year-old woman after work, and he's got anxiety because of it. It took him 3 years to get to third base with the woman that old. They've known each other for 3 years, but made their relationship official only 2 weeks ago. Looks like someone is not only a virgin, but a friend zone one at that. I feel bad for this guy. Someone needs to buy him a working girl. Moving on, little Ben Shapiro in the Daily Wire wanted to debate Candace Owens about Israel, while secretly getting a gag order against her. So which is it? Do you want her to talk or to shut up? This is like calling someone out to a fight, but then using the law and cops to handcuff their hands behind their back. Something tells me I don't think we're getting the complete story behind these two. Why is the Daily Wire so afraid of Candace Owens? Number 21 is Candace Owens' sister, and she's holding up a sign that says, "I know I'm not cotton, but will you pick me for the prom?" Just kidding. That's not her sister, but the guy with her looks awkward as F. If he says no, then people will call him a racist. But if he says yes, then it's a dress rehearsal for the upcoming Romeo and Juliet film. I wonder what her parents think about her swirling with discount Casey Neistat here. Up next, we have former Miss Bolivia arrested on gun trafficking charges. It makes me wonder where her boomsticks were hidden. I wouldn't be surprised if it's in her trunk. She sure has a lot of space back there. Many of you would say I can fix her, but in actuality, there's nothing to fix here. Well, I guess the only bad thing is that her boyfriend was a cartel member, allegedly. Number 23 looks like our Greta has grown up even more and has become the girl of our dreams. I'm not going to lie. If she actually looked like this, I would smash and even stop burning fossil fuels for her. Maybe the wokesters should have found someone this good looking to push their agenda. I wonder how much of a tip to give her. 15% or just the tip. And then we all woke up and we were actually living in a nightmare. Moving on, here are a couple women wearing genital faces saying that Trump is a psycho. If you ever think of rubbing one out like a champ, keep a picture of these two Muppets handy, because they're like the anti-Viagra pill, guaranteed to never turn you on. Yeah, right, Trump is a psycho, say the ladies with hoo-haws on their heads. This is also probably the closest to a vagina that 40-year-old virgin will ever get to. Number 25 and the last one, I didn't know the Joker from Better Bachelor was a Chad. He filtered his picture wondering if he posted this on his dating profile, if women would get upset with him catfishing them like this. In case you didn't know who this actually is, this is what Joker looks like. I would love to see this as a social experiment to see what happens. So that's it. If you enjoy this series and want me to keep making it, then donate at the YouTube, PayPal, and Subscribe Star links below. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and cheers.